Hello, everyone. Welcome into another episode of the Run Your Day podcast. As always, Dan Hafner coming at you here. Super excited for this show. Inside of the theme of change for the week, today's topic is this: holding back. Thank you for joining. Sit back, relax, and enjoy this episode.
Welcome to the Run Your Day podcast, where our goal is to expand your focus and perspective on life. This is your daily dose of motivation, mindfulness, and so much more. And now, here to help you take your day back, your host, Dan Hafner.
All right, everyone. So let's get started here today. Let's just dive right into it. So, holding back inside of this theme of change for the week. So as far as it relates to the topic of change, holding back is something that we all do. It's something that, we prevent ourselves from moving forward. I'm sure you can think of a million different places in your life where you're probably holding back right now. And I know I can think of a whole bunch of areas of my life, if not every area of my life, where I'm holding back currently. So it's not something that is just you alone. We all are kind of wired this way, as I spoke about in the last episode. We're all kind of wired to take it safe, to not take chances, not take risks. It's just kind of the way our brains are built. Unless you were brought up in a different, family atmosphere or, environment that forced you to push yourself that way, you're probably not hardwired that way. And if you're listening to this podcast, you probably aren't as well. But the thing with holding back is I compare it to sports a lot, right? So in any sport, I don't really care what sport it is. If you hold back, if you don't go full speed, you can cause injury. I mean, I played football my whole life, and this is especially applicable in football. If you decide to go half speed on a play, or you decide to just loaf on a play, you're gonna get hurt because the other 21 guys on that field are not going half speed. So if you go into a tackle, or you go into a block, or you do something, and you're just half-assing it, there's a good chance you're gonna get hurt because no one else is going half speed. So if you go into a situation or a collision and you're holding back, you're only doing 50% or 75% of what you're capable of, you're setting yourself up not only for failure, but for injury. So think about how this applies in, your career, in your marriage, inside of your fitness or whatever you're trying to do. How does holding back actually cause you to go backwards? Not only to so if I'm going to go 100% at something, I'm going to go full speed at it, I could reach it. If I go half speed at it, I'll reach it in twice the time, right? Not necessarily, because if you're holding back, if you're doing less than what you're capable of actually doing, you could set yourself up for going backwards. Because you could run into other issues. You could run into other things, other obstacles that will actually set you back, regress you instead of progress you. So there's really this opportunity cost that comes into it that not a lot of people, well, I should say nobody thinks of. Because obviously, no one thinks I'm just going to do this, and if this sets me back, it's no big deal. No one thinks like that. But you don't actually worry about it till it happens to you and it slaps you in the face. And you're like, well, I find myself in a little bit of a pickle now. And, this has happened to me quite a bit. I feel like I've been notorious in a lot of things that I've done in my life that I have held back from. I really have. Whether I think about, the years I played football, the years I played baseball in school, even the half marathon I did recently, when you're in the middle of changing and you're in the middle of a struggle, it's easy to like store up your energy, or to be like, well, I'm setting myself up for next week. I'm setting myself up for the next one. I'm progressing. I'm doing my daily singles. I'm progressing, right? And that's all well and good, but if you still might be holding yourself back, you still might be not giving it your best and leaving something on the table that if you would have just dug a little bit deeper, you could have found, accessed that power, and made like way bigger strides towards what you're trying to do. And I think that's inherent in all of us, and it's tough because it's really tough to deal with, because we always can sit back and analyze and be like, well, I could have done.
Thank you for listening to the Run Your Day podcast. We hope you enjoyed today's show. If you did, feel free to share today's show with friends and family. Until next time, have a great day.